a score sheet? Or you
No, I just my own notes.
All right, go ahead. Start.
Well, welcome to everybody to our Senior Masters 2024 Metro Detroit Championship. The match today will be between our defending champion from last year, Troy Stus, who's currently up on the left lane throwing his first ball. And he starts out with the strike. He will be shooting against Michael Kelvin, who has just come out of the loser's bracket. So for Michael to win, he has to beat Troy twice, and these are 2-game matches. Whereas all Troy has to do is win the first set, and he's automatically the champion. Michael has won a state masters title before. And luck would have it, Michael was put into the loser's bracket by Troy in an earlier match where Troy pretty much manhandled him. He was beat by about 70 pins. So this is kind of a rematch. And as it turns out, Michael also starts out with the strike. Michael's been bowling all the way through since he was in the loser's bracket, and been very consistent. He's thrown a lot of strikes. Troy also has been very good throughout the match, but unfortunately he's been sitting now for about an hour and a half to 2 hours waiting for this. So let's see how this all turns out. It's the first bad shot that I've actually seen Michael throw this quick. Usually he starts out with like 2-3 in a row. But he gets an 8 count. And he spares. This is a long, drawn-out affair. It's a struggle in a sense. It's a marathon, especially if you're in the loser's bracket. You have to bowl a lot of games to get back here to the final match. And Troy, just like a true champion, starts out with a double. So Troy quickly takes a lead. Mm-hmm. 10 pin. Troy shooting for the 10 pin, makes it easily, makes it look easy too. However, this is very early in the match. They bowled 2 games each. Anything can happen over a period of 20 frames. No. Michael appears to be a little off. I don't know if he's tired because he's bowled so many games. But as of right now, Troy has a 10-pin lead. Again, early in the match. Michael converts. Michael's very deliberate in his approach. Make sure he sets up just right. Takes a 4-step approach. And just like that, throws a nice strike. Troy has a 5-step approach, a little more speed, and promptly throws a strike. And as of right now, maintaining a 10-pin advantage. Ooh, ball broke a little high and left him a 3-pin spare. For bowlers of this caliber, that should be a relatively easy spare, but in this game, you never know. And Troy successfully converts the spare. But he opens the door a little bit for Michael. Michael gets a strike here, basically evens up the match. And Michael does strike. Actually, Michael with the strike or a good count will take a lead in the first game. Again, Michael sets up with that deliberate style of his. Standing to the left, almost over the left gutter. Takes that 4-step approach. Nice release. And oh boy, in the pocket, there's that nasty 10-pin. Michael converts. Yeah, right now we have a 1-pin match. Troy leads by a single pin. Oh! They go rattling and shaking and everything else, and there stands the 7-pin. Just won't go down. And as of right now, we have a tie match, tie game. Troy goes for the spare, and he hangs on and makes it. A little scary there for a second. Oh, almost left that 9-pin, and something came out of those clear blue sky and knocked it down for a strike. Michael will go up there to see if he can match that strike in the 7th frame. Keep the match a tie. Sends it out, comes back, and gets a 9 count. So Michael is back down by at least 1 pin, shooting for his spare in the 7th frame. And makes it easily. And Michael comes back with the strike. Gives him 147 in the 7th with the strikeout. Troy now going in the 8th, working on a strike. And he doubles. Troy has just increased his lead in the first game by another 10 pins, potentially. Throws his ball in the 9th frame. Oh, and he's working on a 3-bagger going into the home stretch of the first game. Michael will now roll both the 9th and 10th frame. And Michael also is working on a strike, throws his first ball, and carries. Michael could finish with a potential 237. But Troy can finish with a 248. Still anybody's ball game here. Oh, and he carries on that one. A little light hit, but he carries. He's got the first one in the 10th. Oh, Michael carries a late hit in the 10th. Well, Michael, barring a total disaster of some kind here, like a gutter ball, which shouldn't happen, can potentially end up with a 237 score in his first game. Ball's on its way. Yes, and he strikes out. Very nice game, 237. Kind of puts a little pressure on Troy to do something in the 10th. Otherwise, Michael would have won the first game and have a lead in this match. Troy got his first ball. Oh, a 9-pin. That changes the match around just a little bit. Matter of fact, if Troy spares and strikes, we'll be all tied up at the first after the first game. No, we won't be all tied up. I'm err on the part of the announcer over here. Troy will be down by 10 pins if he strikes. And he did. So Troy ends up with 227 in the first game. Michael 237. So Michael's got a 10-pin advantage going into the second game of this first match. But as I mentioned before, for Michael to win this, he'd have to win this match and then one more after this. So now we are in the second game of the first match. Michael Calvin will start on the left lane. He throws the first ball. Ball's on its way, and Michael starts out with the strike. Not a bad start. Troy starts out with a strike. Troy will throw 2 frames in a row, and then Michael will follow him, also throwing 2 frames in a row. But Troy has to make up a 10-pin deficit right now. Nice delivery. Troy gets a 9 count. We could be here a while if Troy, or not Troy, well, if Troy doesn't win this, we'll have 2 more games, which will add some time to this. Troy shoots for the 10-pin, makes it with ease. Now Michael will be up on the right side, and again he'll throw 2 frames. Both bowlers actually throwing good shots, just a matter of carry. And they both bowled clean games in that first game. Calvin is up there, and he leaves 2 pins, 1 pin, 7 pin. He converts this spare, we'll have a tie match or tie game. Michael shooting for the 7 pin, makes it with ease. And as far as the second game is concerned, right now we're dead even. with Michael still having a 10-pin advantage from the first game. Oh, that one came up a little light. It didn't quite catch that pocket. Leaving Michael with a 2-pin spare. He got 8 pins. I could see that coming. Michael chops. He gets the 5 and leaves the 2-pin standing. First chink in anybody's armor in this match. This gives chance for Troy to not only take the lead in this game, but come back and take the lead in the match. Nice release, nice follow through, and he gets rewarded with a strike. So Troy, as a result of that, is now, after the second frame, up by 2 pins, but he could be up by 12 if he strikes here and actually have a 2-pin advantage in this match. And Troy does strike. Powerful strike. Michael at this point in time doesn't have much choice but to kind of match him. Otherwise this game and this match could get away from him in a hurry. We're in a bowling center, even though we have our tournament on the lower end of the house, not too many lanes over from us. They've got open bowling going, etc. Michael caught somebody moving some equipment around, distracted him, and he stepped off. There are not that many lanes over from where this final match is taking place. Michael reset himself and throws a beautiful ball to get a strike. Yeah, the open bowlers are only 4 lanes to our right, so they can create a distraction for our guys who are bowling for the Masters title here. Oh, 13 has just caused Michael some problems. The last time he threw on 13, he had a 2-pin spare that he chopped. And now he's got a 3-pin spare. Got 1-2-8. Goes to shoot for the 1-2-8. Ball's coming back. Nice cover. He made that. That gives Michael 67 in the 4th frame. Troy can definitely move ahead of him here. Actually, he's already ahead of him, but he can increase his lead and therefore keep his lead in the match. Troy throws the ball. Well, another powerful strike. Good bowling. So that gives Troy a 70 in the third to Michael's 47 in the third, which gives him a 23-pin lead there. And a lead in the match. Oh. Hope I didn't jinx him. Troy just threw a split. He's got the 4-9. Makeable. But has a pretty good degree of difficulty. And if he doesn't make it, he'll give Mike Calvin the chance to come back. Troy's going for it. Only gets the 4-pin. Changes the complexion of the game and the match all over again. So Troy at the present time in the 6th frame. He's got a 126. And Michael just returned the favor by throwing a wider split. He's at 4-10. Looks like nobody wants this game. Michael gets just 1 pin out of that. Michael comes back with a needed strike. However, at the end of 6 frames, Michael is down 126 and 32 pins, and he's down in the match by 22 pins. Troy recovers from that previous frame where he threw a split. Throws a nice strike. Troy actually has the match in his hands, because if they both match each other the rest of the way, he'll not only win this game, but he'll win the match. He's up in the 8th. Lets the ball fly, and he carries a light hit. But the big thing is he carried a light hit. That's a big double. That basically forces Michael Calvin to throw a strike, or this match, I won't say it because I'll get yelled at, could be over. So I said it. Michael's up a little wide. Oh, that one way wide. He got 6 pins on that ball. Michael's letting this match get away from him. He makes his spare, but he really needed a strike there. Troy has taken a substantial lead right now in this game and in the match. Michael has really no choice, I think, here but to throw a strike. Coming back, and he does just that. Still leaving the door open for himself. Michael's got 134 in the 8th with the strike up in the 9th. Troy, in the meantime, he's got 126 in the 6th with a double. Troy's up in the ninth. Oh, and he throws another strike. That might have been the final nail in the coffin. Matter of fact, the strike here, that's about it. He just shut Michael out. Michael cannot win this game or this match. So Troy, final score is yet to be determined, but Troy Stus has repeated as the Metro Detroit Bowling Association Senior Masters Champion for 2024. That 9 count. That's just finishing up the game. Michael's up there finishing it, just finishing out. Sure, now that it's pressure's off too, he's throwing strikes. So the best Michael can do is 194. And Troy ends up with 235. So congratulations to Troy Stus. He's our repeat champion. Michael Spares to finish out the game with the 183. So Troy Stus is the 2024 Metro Detroit Bowling Association Senior Masters Champion. He's a repeat champion. So congratulations to Troy.
It feels great. There's an advantage to that, being seeded into the finals, and it gave me the opportunity yesterday to try some things and stay into some things a little longer to try to figure things out for today, and it worked to my advantage. We chose a little different route. We're playing the same part of the lane. He was using more surface and more ball than I was. And I think in the end that was the difference. I mean, I like my look better than his. He got it to work for the longest time, but he had to make such good shots with that choice, I think. And I mean, he's had the bowl the last 2 hours, and I've been waiting. So there's a big delay there, for me. And he bowled a lot more games coming out of losers bracket. So I'm sure that takes a toll as well.